Subic Bay in the Philippines once again draws global attention. The calm waters of this historic bay suddenly become the stage for one of the largest and most impressive military logistics operations in the region. One after another, U.S. military transport ships arrive at the port. Their cargo holds are filled with vehicles, containers, and heavy equipment tools of modern warfare and symbols of international cooperation. On the docks, ramps are lowered, and the process begins. Vehicles slowly rolling down, cranes lifting containers, personnel guiding every step with precision. For local observers, the scene is both familiar and awe-inspiring. For strategists, it is a clear reminder that Subic Bay remains one of the most important maritime locations in Asia. To understand why Subic Bay matters today, we must look at its past. For decades, Subic was home to one of the largest overseas naval bases of the United States. From here, U.S. forces projected power across the Pacific, ensuring freedom of navigation and responding to conflicts or crises. Even after the closure of the base in the 1992nd, Subic never lost its strategic significance. Its deep waters, long piers, and geographic position near critical sea lanes make it a natural hub for both trade and defense. Now, with U.S. military equipment once again arriving in large numbers, Subic Bay reclaims its role as a vital link in the chain of regional security. The term massive unloading is not an exaggeration. When we look at the scale of vehicles and equipment being brought ashore, the scope of the operation becomes clear. Every truck, every armored vehicle, and every container represents months of planning. Personnel on the ground work with clockwork efficiency. Vehicles are lined up in formation, guided into designated areas, and prepared for transport inland. Behind what looks like a simple unloading process lies a highly complex logistical operation. Routes must be mapped, fuel supplies calculated, and maintenance crews positioned in advance. This is the hidden strength of modern militaries, the ability to move and sustain forces far from home. When people think of military power, they often picture fighter jets, tanks, or warships. But none of these systems can operate without logistics. Logistics is the invisible foundation of every successful mission. It ensures that equipment is fueled, soldiers are supplied, and operations continue without interruption. At Subic Bay, we are witnessing logistics in action. Ships deliver, personnel unload, and convoys prepare to move. The process may seem routine, but in reality, it is the lifeline of military readiness. The U.S. military invests enormous resources into logistics precisely because it transforms potential into power. Without it, even the most advanced weapons remain idle. The arrival of this equipment is not for display, it is for action. Joint training between the U.S. and the Philippines requires not only troops, but also vehicles, supplies, and infrastructure. By unloading such large amounts of equipment in Subic Bay, both countries prepare for exercises that test real-world scenarios. Amphibious landings, disaster relief operations, and combined arms maneuvers. The Philippines benefits from direct exposure to modern tactics and systems, while U.S. forces gain valuable experience operating in tropical and coastal environments. This cooperation builds trust. It ensures that in times of crisis, both militaries can operate seamlessly, understanding each other's procedures and capabilities. Why does this matter beyond the Philippines? Because the Asia-Pacific is one of the most dynamic and contested regions in the world. The waters near the Philippines are home to vital shipping lanes that carry a large portion of global trade. They are also the site of territorial disputes and potential flashpoints. By staging massive logistical operations in Subic Bay, the U.S. and the Philippines send a clear message. They are prepared to respond to challenges and uphold stability. This is not only about deterrence, it is also about reassurance to allies, to partners, and to citizens that the region will not face these challenges alone. Military equipment may look like it is designed only for conflict, but in reality, much of it plays dual roles. The same transport trucks that carry troops can deliver humanitarian aid. The same engineering equipment that builds fortifications can also rebuild communities after a typhoon. By having these assets in place, the U.S. and the Philippines ensure that they are ready not only for military operations, but also for natural disasters, a challenge the Philippines faces regularly. This dual role demonstrates that the presence of U.S. equipment in Subic Bay is not simply about warfighting, but about readiness in the broadest sense. For the Philippines, operations like this bring direct benefits. Local ports, infrastructure, and even industries gain improvements to support large-scale military logistics. Troops gain invaluable training experience, learning from advanced systems and modern procedures. For the wider region, it reinforces the role of the Philippines as a strategic hub. Subic Bay is not only a national asset, it is a regional one, serving as a bridge between allies and partners in the Pacific. Every vehicle unloaded here, every container placed on the dock is a piece of a larger puzzle: regional security, stability, and cooperation. The massive unloading of U.S. military equipment in Subic Bay is more than a logistical task, it is a symbol. It symbolizes preparation, demonstrating that modern militaries succeed through planning and coordination. It symbolizes partnership, showing that the U.S. and the Philippines continue to stand shoulder to shoulder. And it symbolizes vision, reminding us that regional security depends not only on weapons, but on the will to work together. From the rolling of vehicles down the ramp to the careful coordination on the docks, Subic Bay tells a story of history, of partnership, and of readiness for the challenges of tomorrow.